Okay, this is an experiment collective, but I'm so comfortable. I want to do a little reading, and I was just looking at one that I wrote last year. So bear with me. I've pulled the cards. It's quite fun, this reading, but I don't want to get out of the hammock. So the first question is, in what ways is the collective excelling in their life at the moment? Okay. And this is interesting. We've got the Tower. Let's have a look at that one. So it's like people watching from the shore as this explosion goes off. So it feels like a natural version of the Tower, in that it's a volcano. So it is a natural version of the Tower, and you're watching it. So there's a sort of natural sense in which something that's not built on the right foundation needs to be brought down. So it might have been built on the right foundations previously, because it's natural, and now you're allowing it to. So the way you're excelling is by allowing this to explode, allowing the change to come about, understanding that as life changes, you can also allow that change. I was sort of thinking maybe I'll look at the little book a bit. I want to get these cards all. I need to keep them all in the right order. Yeah. Okay, I remember how they were. So let's have a look. Or shall we bother? The Tower. Let's have a look. Wheel of Fortune, Hermit, Tower. A volcano, so chaos, upheaval, destruction, disorder, demolish, release, awakening, breakthrough, clear away, breakdown for a clear slate, break away, clear away is jumping out to me. Are you doing a big throwaway? A volcano explosively awakens in the night, causing upheaval for the people nearby. Ash and stone rain from the sky. When the dust settles, a new landscape will be revealed. Until then, one must wait for the sky to clear to see the new possibilities that will emerge, new things to be built. A breakthrough for new idea, but an idea cannot be built on shaky ground. A cataclysmic catalyst is necessary in order to demolish the old, to release what no longer serves, and to awaken a realization that the crumbling structure can no longer hold. Something in order to create, one must first destroy. Destruction feeds creation. So that's how you're excelling at the moment, is that you're allowing this destruction, you're watching it, and there is a sense of it being a bit natural, because we're just going through a new phase. Maybe there's something to do with your astrology or where you're at, that you are allowing this. That's how you're excelling. You're allowing this change, or you might be doing a big clear away, throw away. Okay, that's the first question. Now I have to read this because I've just made it up, or I made it up before. How can the collective be kinder to themselves? We got the Seven of Wands. So he's got a boot and a shoe. You might be feeling a little bit, kind of unprepared, overwhelmed, assailed. So you could be kinder to yourself by gaining the higher ground that the Seven of Wands has, realizing that you've gained the higher ground, however hectic this feels. Not beating yourself up for not being necessarily completely prepared for this, because how could you be? It's quite a lot. But also what's coming to mind is something I heard in another reading about a month ago, where somebody said, is it true that maybe it was a version, I know it was on Scorched Earth Tarot, I loved it. She said something like that some version, times she sees this as, it's almost like the Ace of Wands is your amazing, passionate new start, and you're sort of batting away. It's like you're not behaving in the best way to support yourself. You're not allowing your own inner nature to come through. So the question being, in what areas, no, how can you be kinder to yourself, is maybe allow yourself to be your best, most passionate self. Stop batting away all these brilliant ideas that are coming to you. So this is a different reading of the card, by all means. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. So maybe you could take some of these ideas that are coming for you and adopt one. Okay, that's the next point. And then, in what areas do they have room for improvement? The collective, how do you have room for improvement? And we've got the strength. There's something about your wild inner nature that you need to not be so frightened of, to ally with, and to realise that you're a bit of a female magician. So maybe there's an element of you having to sort of work with your unconscious or the unconscious of other people, and you could improve this. Maybe you're frightened of your fierce female magician underbelly side. Maybe you're always trying to keep things a bit under control. Maybe you can let this out a little bit. I wonder whether we should look at the book a bit. Strength, number 8. Let's have a look. Courage, fortitude, inner power, confidence. I think it's confidence, isn't it? That's what, because I sort of, when I saw the 7 of Wands as well, I got the feeling that you were beating yourself up for being unprepared, for having that boot and that shoe, that maybe you didn't feel settled enough, and actually you need to realise that you're doing really well, and you need to grab hold of some of your opportunities. Facing one's fear, perseverance, drive, self-empowerment, passion, lust. That's the Thoth Tarot title anyway. A woman stands in the mountains with a jaguar. She's tamed the wild creature with grace and strength of her love. Courage and care have paid off, and she's earned the big cat's trust. This represents the wildness of nature as well as fear and ego desires. She pets its head, calm and assertive, gracefully tempering its wild instincts. Love rules the situation, not fear. Her courage stems from facing her fear, continuing on despite it. So I think this might be what you have to do. Stop being frightened and you can't stop being frightened. Be frightened, face the fear and do it anyway. The lemniscape, which is that infinity circle above the situation, infinity circle, the above her head, you can barely see it, there you go. The figure 8 lemniscape. Above her head is a symbol of infinity and links her to the universal wisdom. She trusts her wisdom to guide her. She is in charge, empowered and kind. So you need to face your fear. That's how you could improve things a bit. You could feel your fear and do it anyway. That's the name of the book. How can the collective bypass or work with any resistance, sorry, looking at the top of my head, any resistance they have to improving their situation at the moment? So how can you bypass your resistance? The 2 of Wands. You need to focus on what it is that you need to start looking. Like in the Rider-Waite, you see those 2 people, the 2 of Wands, he's looking out. It's Alexander, he's got the globe in his hand, and he's looking out at the horizon to work out what he wants to conquer next. So this is about working with your resistance. You need to, you won't feel so resistant if you have a really good reason. You know, like when you want to start a diet or a new program of exercise or some sort of regime. The psychologists would say that one of the best things that you can do is work out your reason for wanting to get better at this thing, whatever it is, or conquer this thing. As soon as your reason is compelling enough, you will have a lot less resistance. So I think that what you need to do here is to focus very clearly on what it is you want to conquer next. So try and find the thing that you want to conquer next. I'm curious as to what the book says here, 2 of Wands, because they have slightly different readings, these, you know, and well, the images are so different. That's not the readings, but the definitions, but the images. So I want to know what those 2 women are. New project, partnership. So our partnership, that would also be something that would help you with resistance. If you could get into a really good partnership with a friend or a part of yourself, or something that helps you. You know, like when they say when you've got ADHD, if you do this buddy system where you kind of tidy up with someone else. It unleashes your ability to think clearly and do the thing. I think it's that kind of energy. Planning, balance of power, crossroads. Two young ladies stand together in an ancient forest. Before a pot over a fire, each of them holds flowers in their hands. They're sisters and work closely together. Maybe you have a wonderful sister like I do that you could work with. This card is about making plans and choices about one's career and endeavours. Sometimes if we come to a crossroad, we may have to ask for help on a project that we're working on. This card asks us to get another perspective to bring about the results we seek. Working with someone else can help one to identify where we're off base. It's showing, the Two of Wands is showing signs of success, but one is unsatisfied with the progress that's being made. It's time to focus on what's definitely working. Okay, that could also help. So making a plan, getting some assistance from somebody that you love or a part of yourself, and focus on what is working. All of those things will help you overcome resistance. Now, next page. Next page, and oh yeah, this was two together, so I put them slightly separately. What message is there to lessen any fear that the collective has to change? Because we always have a bit of fear, don't we? Oh god, the glass is gone. This is such a ridiculous place to do a reading. Forgive me, but anyway, it's so comfortable. The moon and the Two of Swords, so another two. And the moon also has a dog and a wolf, it usually is. The moon and the Two of Swords. So this is to help you lessen, what was it? Message is there to help you lessen, to lessen any fear that the collective has to change. I'm looking at this version of the moon. Well, the moon would say that there are unseen forces and unconscious drives. But look, in this image, he's sort of rather strong. He's got both the wild and the tame, the wild fox and the tame dog on his shoulders. So he's a bit of a strong man. So I wonder whether it's saying that actually you're rather good in the moon environment. Maybe you're a bit of an artist. Maybe there's a sense in which you prevail in that place, and that with the Two of Swords, again, this is a slightly different reading of the card, but you're looking in both directions. You seem to have a very balanced point of view. So you're good in the unconscious and you have a balanced point of view. I'm just going to have a look at the little book for the moon. Let's have a look. The moon. Judgment. I just want to see because, yeah. So it says intuition, psychism, illusion, delusion, confusing dreams, sleep, fluctuations, waxing and waning emotions, primal instincts, sensual, physical, hidden forces. So this depiction is two wolves standing on his shoulders. He stands on the lunar surface with the earth behind him. Oh, you can see it on my shoulder, that's good. For a second, one might think that it was the moon, but this is the illusion of the moon card. One wolf looks angry, the other looks scared. The trainer has domesticated them, but still their primal instincts can rise to the surface. It's linked to hidden forces of life, the waxing and waning of oceans, human emotions, the dream world and the psychic realm. So it says to me that you can tame these forces, which is interesting because strength was the card that you had to work on, but maybe when you're in your purely unconscious realm, you're rather good at working with these forces, that when you're in the dream realm, yeah, and your room for improvement might be that you don't realize how good you are with that or something. The Two of Swords, let's have a look. Two of Swords, there we go. Two of Swords. Moon in Libra, choice, stalemate, truce, compromise, peace. Two people standing back to back. Let's just put this up here so you can see it. Symbolizing, looking in different directions, symbolizing opposing views. The pair's posture reflects a stalemate. Twos are about duality. This card shows a conflict with indecision and uncertainty. Peace can be restored with a compromise, an open mind and heart. Fear can keep one closed off. Okay, so we were looking at to lessen your fear. The message would be you can compromise, even if you can see both sides. I mean, usually my reading of the Two of Swords would be that you're weighing up a decision. So for me, and seeing two different directions, for me, the compromise would equate to actually that there might be a third way. So that if you're feeling frightened by two options, maybe look for a third way and realize that actually you're quite good in this realm because you've tamed two wolves. Despite you needing to work on your strength, that's the bit that is sort of confusing me. But that's okay. I think that your strength, needing to work on your strength is needing to work on your inner magician. But actually, when you're in these murky realms, you have got quite a handle on communicating with these wolves. So these two wild part of you. And then another two of the Two of Swords, you can find a third way. So the wolves can be tamed and there can be a third way. That's how you can lessen your fear. And the next question is, what natural qualities or assets do you have to support yourself in this moment for the collective? I feel like we've got, where are they? Ah, here we go. Yeah, the Ten of Swords. So, no, that was your image, and we've got a card missing. God, will I even put this up? I don't know. I'm going to pull another card for what is, because I don't know whether I've pulled this one. What are your natural qualities or assets that you have to support yourself? I'm pulling one now. Five of Cups. Maybe you're quite good at turning around and looking at what still stands, because maybe you're a bit of an optimist collective, because actually the Five of Cups counsels stop looking at what's not worked and let's look at what's still standing. So maybe you are quite naturally optimistic, so that's a nice quality and that's lovely, and that will keep you going rather well. And then what image can you hold in your mind as to help you stay the course, almost like a vision board? And this was curious. It was this, Ten of Swords. Look at him, he's listening to the ground. I need to find out what's going on there. Ten of Swords is the minor to the Death card, and it says, let go. Let the transformation happen. Stop the struggle, because the struggle it's over. You're not going to win with the old way. Remember, we started with the Tower. You need to allow that dissolution that you knew you had to allow in the beginning. And so because we know you're good at that, hold this image and we'll find out what he's doing, because he's got his ear to the ground. There is a sun coming up. Maybe he's just defeated. It's come up and it's gone under the cloud already, the new dawn. So it's gone from it's gone from peeking over the horizon to under that cloud. So remember, however dire it's feeling, that this is a new dawn, that you're allowing something new by allowing this to come through. So let's have a look at the Ten of Swords and see what they say. Put the glasses on. Really Sorry about this ridiculous way, but anyway, it's not going to go on for much longer. Got one more card after this. A figure face down in a grassy meadow is unable to muster the wherewithal to lift himself up. Dark clouds are breaking the rays of sun, beginning to peek out from behind, a symbol of a new beginning. Letting go and acceptance, that's what you can remember. This card signals the end of a job, relationship, or way of life. This is the Tower thing again. There may be struggle and loss that's felt deeply. This card's theme is hitting rock bottom, but it's also with the darkest hour comes the dawn. A new understanding about the situation is coming to light. It's time to accept our lot and prepare to let go. Let whatever it is go. Change is necessary now. Like the Tower, it's the end of a cycle, an era, an old way of being. The situation has expired. The good news is the worst is over. All that needs to be done is to surrender. And there's a wonderful grace to the Ten of Swords. So just embrace that, because we know that you're working with that Tower energy and the new dawn is coming. And then finally, these two cards at the end. What is the best version of yourself that you're here to be, or what are you here to overcome right now? And you've got two cards. I'm going to replace these two on my shoulder with these two. Let's start with this. So this is what you're here to overcome, the Five of Swords. The best version of yourself is the Queen of Coins, so resplendent, valued, bougie, well paid, beautiful, well kept, very in a beautiful environment, and very fertile. Look at that rabbit that she's got. So that's the best version of yourself that you're headed towards. And what you're here to overcome with the Five of Swords, wow, she looks like a kind of crazy queen from the Alice in Wonderland, doesn't she? This is when when there's a fight that's not enjoyable, even if you win it. So what you're here to overcome is sort of petty squabbles or mental battles with yourself or other people that don't really add up. It's probably that Tower that you've got to let go of. It's trying not to enter into an altercation that doesn't help you or anyone else. It's like raising your energy above it, being more like the Queen of Pentacles, more like that resplendent energy, Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles, and not giving in to, let's see what they say about those two ladies, to that sort of squabble. I mean, we know I'm just interested in this book. Maybe it's because I'm lying here. Normally I don't read the book with these, but it's sort of, I'm in a slight hanged man, a semi-hanged man. So conflict, schism, discord, slander, malice, defeat, win, lose, tension, struggle, choose battles wisely. In the aftermath of a dispute, a woman is clutching a weapon and looking over her shoulder. Another stands on a rock with a smirk on her face, cigarette in hand. The tense cloud above them reflect the discord. This card is about assessing conflict within a project or relationship and the energy necessary to confront it. The fight may not be worth it. Chances are it's a no-win situation. Be selective with your battles. Sometimes peace is better than being right. Quote by Indian author Rita Gutturai. This card can also refer to internal struggle about a task that may be too big to tackle. Be honest, don't let your pride drive you to take on the challenge. So it's knowing when to take on a battle and probably looking for peace. And then with the Queen of Coins, let's have a look at what they say about her. I love the Queen of Coins. I like this one particularly. She's very... So, nurturer, healer. This is your best self. Nurturer, healer, motherly, supportive, down-to-earth, protective, resourceful, generous, grounded, caring, loyal, sensual, fertile, eco-conscious. She sits in a garden, blooming with flowers, holding a rabbit on her lap. She wears a coin of Capricorn, an earth sign. She is a most grounded, warm, generous queen. She loves all of nature, animals and children. She has a big heart and is a devoted, protective mother. Her home garden is an inviting, healing sanctuary for all who visits. She's sensible, resourceful, but loves the good life. She's Epicurean in nature, indulges in sensual pleasures. What fun. Enjoys fine cuisine and life's luxuries, but her style isn't overly palatial. The card shows one that one can enjoy life's fruits, yet be generous, and share the abundance with others. That's your best self. So pick your battles wisely. Be generous, but be generous to yourself as well. Enjoy all of life's fine things. It sounds pretty good. See you again.